for the signing of the Tokyo Convention and our participation. We would like to highlight particularly that it may provide support for the mobility of Filipino professionals and the recognition of Philippine awarded degrees in signatory countries kung saan nakikita po natin maraming Pilipino, currently Australia, Japan, and South Korea of the 12 participating countries. As a potential signatory to the Tokyo Convention, the Philippines stands to benefit in enabling access for our learners in terms of their degrees being recognized when they do pursue job opportunities in those countries. However, we note that based on our study, the convention itself does not automatically require or provide unilateral recognition of comparable or similar qualifications, thereby enabling us as a country to develop our own criteria as well as safeguards for its implementation. We highlight that dun po, mahalaga talaga na aralin natin ng mahusay lahat ng degrees at yung 12 bansa na kasapi ng convention na ito. While we are generally supportive of this measure in relation to the aims of mobility, we note that we need to build readiness in relation to several things. The first is defining, determining, and addressing degree programs, which we would say would have substantial difference from our own. Ibig sabihin, kailangan pong siyasatin ng CHED talaga yung mga kursong ito para sabihin, alin ba yung may substantial difference at wala. Ikalawa, sa ibang bansa po kasi pag sinabing higher education, kasama yung TVET. May mga courses po tayo, for example, like early childhood education in Canada that is TVET oriented, pero sa atin higher education siya. Paano natin i-reconcile yung practices ng TESDA and CHED as well as other countries? That needs to be done because we have not yet engaged in that process. The third is the establishment of a functional national information center, which to the point of the chair earlier, will require resources and manpower from CHED. In the final report of EDCOM, we have highlighted that in the past 32 years, yung CHED po nadagdagan ng 150 laws na mandato, pero yung tao po hindi nadagdagan. So yung plantilla po nila, nadagdagan ng 200 since 1994, kukunti po yung tao ng CHED, kaya po underman sila, maraming responsibilities, talagang mahirap gampanan. Mahalaga po ang mobility, but we will only be able to reap the benefits of this if we are able to provide CHED and make sure that CHED is able to fulfill their responsibilities with the sufficient resources as well as manpower. I'm sure the chair is aware because you participated in the last hearing also on Teacher Professionalization Act where the problem of diploma mills were discussed. Gagalangin lamang po ang degrees ng Pilipino kung tayo po mismo talagang makasisiguro na ang bawat graduate na Pilipinong magtutungo abroad ay talagang dekalidad at kailangan po yan sa pamamagitan ng pagpapatibay ng CHED at sa kanilang kakayanan na siguruhin na bawat diploma mahalaga at merong tulong sa mga bata. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Executive Director Markey. Let's before we wind up, let me just go to the Professor Flora Arellano of E.net Philippines. If you have any statement or inputs, we want to hear it, but please limit to 3 minutes, Prof.
Honorable Chair, distinguished members of the committee, magandang araw po. Education Network Philippines or E.net Philippines is grateful for this opportunity to share our reflections on the Asia-Pacific Regional Convention on the recognition of qualifications in higher education, also known as the Tokyo Convention 2011. We speak today from the perspective of a civil society network that has long advocated for inclusive, equitable, and quality education, as well as lifelong learning opportunities for all, especially for marginalized and disadvantaged learners. Our engagement with this convention is therefore grounded not only in policy considerations, but in our commitment to ensuring that education systems remain accessible, coherent, and rights-based. At its core, the convention ensures that learning is respected across borders. As stated in its preamble and Article 2, it promotes regional cooperation and mutual trust in recognizing qualification across diverse education systems. Under Article 3, it establishes the principles of fair, transparent, and non-discriminatory recognition. These principles are essential in building confidence among countries in the Asia-Pacific region. More than 6.3 million students worldwide pursue higher education outside their home country. In this interconnected world, recognition systems must keep pace. Articles 4 and 5 which address recognition of qualifications and partial studies, help ensure continuity of learning and prevent unnecessary disruption of academic pathways. For the Philippines, this is both a global and a national concern. Filipino learners participate in international academic communities as students, educators, researchers, and lifelong learners. Clear and fair recognition processes allow their learning journeys to continue meaningfully across institutions and countries. The convention also strengthens coherence with our ongoing education reforms. The Philippines is advancing lifelong learning through the newly enacted RA 12313 or Lifelong Learning Development Framework Act, the Philippines Qualification Framework, and recognition of diverse learning pathways. Through transparency, comparability, and quality assurance, the convention reinforces these reforms and supports a qualification system that is clear, credible, and inclusive. Recognition frameworks must be explicitly grounded in equity. Importantly, Articles 5 and 6 recognize non-traditional pathways, creating space to institutionalize recognition of prior learning. Alternative learning system completers, technical vocational graduates, adult learners, learners with disabilities, indigenous people, and others whose competencies were developed beyond traditional academic routes must be supported and not be left behind. Institutionalizing recognition of prior learning ensures that mobility and recognition benefits are not limited to elite institutions or conventional pathways, but are accessible to disadvantaged and historically excluded learners. In doing so, recognition systems become not only transparent and coherent, but genuinely inclusive and rights-based. The convention also addresses in Article 7 the recognition of qualification held by refugees and displaced persons, affirming that learning should not be permanently lost because of crisis. This reflects education as a human right. Further, Article 8 emphasizes transparency and quality assurance, reinforcing the need for credible and accessible recognition systems. While our emphasis today is on education, stronger and more coherent recognition systems also contribute to expanded opportunities, smoother mobility, and broader societal and economic benefits. These outcomes flow from sound educational foundations. Honorable Senators, the Tokyo Convention, grounded in Articles 2 through 8, is not merely a credential recognition tool. It is a framework that can deepen lifelong learning reforms, strengthen coherence in our qualification system, promote regional trust, and ensure recognition remains inclusive, fair, and rights-based. Kinet Philippines supports the ratification of the Tokyo Convention with the clear expectation that its implementation will be equitable, inclusive, adequately resourced, and supported by transparent and coordinated mechanisms across responsible agencies. Along with this statement, INET respectfully submits our position paper, including a matrix of key provisions and recommended national actions. We are willing to contribute further on discussions on this matter. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Professor Aureliano. Now let's move to the Office of the International Linkages, University of the Philippines. Sino po magbibigay ng estimate? Dr. Ethel Valenzuela or Dr.
Ako po, sir.
Velasco?
Ako po, sir.
Go ahead, Dr. Velasco. You have about 3 minutes, sir.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair, distinguished members of the committee, and guests. So we are thankful for the opportunity to share our office's comments on the Tokyo Convention, so the Asia-Pacific Regional Convention on the Recognition of Qualifications in Higher Education, commonly known as the Tokyo Convention, establishes a regional framework for the fair, transparent, and timely recognition of higher education qualifications across participating countries. It sets a standard that qualifications shall be recognized unless a substantial difference can be demonstrated. The authority to determine recognition remains with the national competent bodies and institutions consistent with Philippine law. So it does not override domestic laws. So for the Philippines, this convention is particularly relevant in three respects. First, it protects Filipino graduates whose credentials are assessed abroad for employment or further studies. A common regional framework promotes fairness and predictability.